No, no, nobody need to die. You don't see yourself like in a very painful, but it's very, very easy to see the Tyrannosaurus Rex trying to eat something. Oh, Jack, please, please help me. I like to play this. Okay, and you have to discover something of your life. He said, it's not my case. It's not nobody, it's you. You are the father and the mother, and you are the cockroach. After 4 sessions, we close the therapy.
Hello, welcome to Action Explorations. My name is Anna Bobikova. Our topic today is movie therapy. And my guest today is Alejandro Jiliberto. Hi, Alejandro.
Hi, Anna. Thank you very much to invite me.
Thank you for coming. Okay, so to start with, could you please tell what is movie therapy and what is its structure and basic idea?
Movie therapy is a new methodology to work with patients to do therapy. It means people find the problem in a movie scene. It means we have a therapist a lot of moments with lack of information, lack of diagnosis, lack of feelings. A lot of moments we don't know what to do. We match the situation, the patient, with a movie stage. In this moment, we have a diagnosis. We take the person out of himself and we put in the movie, he will be, for example, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and we are going to performance the movie scene in a structure, psychodramatic structure, and we get immediately a simultaneous processing, moving of different kind of motivations, emotions, feeling, knots, and relationships they had in the past or actually. So it means you go in the movie scene and you work inside the movie scene. Psychodramatically, it means you develop the ego observer because you don't see yourself like in a very painful mood as patient. We have to see ourselves, oh, so bad I am. But it's very, very easy to see the Tyrannosaurus Rex trying to eat something. And you can do the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I need food. I will eat everything is forwards. And it's no judge when you are in the character, when you are playing a character. But the most important thing is you find a diagnosis. In this association, as therapist and as patient, without any words, you know where the knots and how to open all this situation. And this is how it works. It's very interesting, Anna.
Oh, I see that. Alejandro, practical question. Do you always use like psychodramatic structure as a warm-up, action, and sharing? Is the structure is this?
The structure is interesting, but because sometimes you are talking as therapist normally, and if everything is working, you don't use anything else. I mean, perhaps you perform a dialogue between a couple and so on, but psychodramatically. But when something is lack, perhaps time, you are on holidays, and you have a person you will see only one day, lack of time, or you are working for months in something you don't know what to do. So something is happening, then you introduce this technique. We make a bodily connection. It's very important, the bodily connection. It means you connect yourself with bodily, we connect your problem, the patient problem, and then you let occur, you let go or appear the scene. And then suddenly the patient say, I don't know why, but this scene, this moment of a movie. So we perform the dialogue. In this dialogue, we use 2 or 3 psychodramatic techniques, like we make role reverse a lot of times, and we do this, especially a double mirror. It's very interesting when we do double mirror, but at the end you are talking to yourself as Tyrannosaurus Rex, as John Wayne in Middle of the East, or anything. And you are alone, and why are we again alone, middle of the nothing? At the end, we will make the sharing as patient and therapist. And that is a structure. But sometimes it comes from dreams. For example, sometimes patients say, a dream. I had a dream. I was in middle of the wood, and suddenly there was the bad wolf. Then you have it. You say, come on, we play the movie.
Yes.
Or anything else, or I was with any character. Or perhaps they say, yes, it remains me as the movie, they say sometimes, naturally. Yes, I am feeling so bad, so ugly, and I with rage. Like in the movie, sometimes the patient says. In therapy, it's happened. And then I say, go on.
Actually, like, movie is as a metaphor of the situation. Could you please tell about the history of the movie therapy, who and how developed this method?
Yes, in 2005, I began to a group development, and I did during 10 years movie therapy in groups. It means it began as cineforum, I don't know the name in English. People see a movie and discuss about the movie. But they changed the topic. We began to see the feelings. I checked the movie through the personal feelings. For example, I said them, which was the sad moment of the movie, or the happiest moment of the movie, or the development, or the intense humiliation of the movie. Everything you think is happening, you can ask. And they find the scene. And we went through the scenes in the channel of feelings. And it was totally different. We developed more than 100 movies in 10 years, and I could research a lot of possibilities. The second was we stopped the movie and we performed a scene.
As a social drama, right? Like the
Yes.
whole group.
Yes, not only in group talking about feelings, but performing. It was very interesting. One of them, I don't know if you have seen Baghdad Coffee. It's a movie where a German woman, very German, arriving in middle of the nothing in United States in a coffee, and was a black woman, totally natural, not organized, everything. And she was separated, the German, in the car. She went out of the car because the husband was terrible. And they began to make a relationship. And then the German was so very close and frightened and everything, but very organized, and helped the black woman with the children. And was a painter, an Indian painter. He painted her every day a little. And one day, after building the relationship, the security and the natural security, then he said, please discover you. And she opened the shirt, more or less 5 minutes, very, very slow movement. And then she discovered the breasts. So very German of Tyrol, frightened, and the Indian painter painted her. So it's so a pleasure that all the widows I had in the group, all the widows, they said, I like to play this. Okay, and you have to discover something of your life for the first time. And every one of the 15 women did the scene. I was the man there. And they opened so psychodramatically, and they said, I've never something. or I have done this. And all them became so beautiful. So, and this was the beginning of movie therapy.
Wow, it's like I have goosebumps.
Yes, and the second one was in the middle of the pandemic. I did a lot of movie therapy groups, but the first time I found a very a family, a woman, she was suffering so much middle of the pandemic because his son couldn't sleep anymore, and he called me. I need to solution, and I said, "Who is in this house? Who is frightening as much as your son?" "Me," she said. "Me. I always have been frightened from everything." Okay, we did the therapy, and I began. How is you are afraid of anything? Because I had an accident with 6 years, car accident. And since then, she has obsession. Obsession disorder. She thinks everyone is going to die. His son, his loved son, his husband, his little son, at least the three of them. Mm-hmm. 3 men. And I say, like which movie? So after the relationship with the body and so on. And she say, like Titanic. Okay, we play, and then she put herself as Jack, and then as Rose. We are on the water. She said, "Oh, Jack, please help me. I don't want to die. Help me." And Jack, and I was Jack. "Yes, I will be with you. Don't panicking. I am with all time with you. I never let you." And we mixed a lot of roles and reversal. And I was Jack, and I was Rose, telling the most romantic movie in the world. Because after this, we were Rose in a mirror. She and me were Rose, and she died because he laughed. Yes, the best man. I never forget him. We never forget him. He's so generous. He gave us his life, everything. As mad, we were really mad in this situation. And then, because he, with 6 years, he was with a cousin in the accident, and he woke up middle of the accident, and the cousin was full of blood, red, and she thought he was dead. He was not, but he thought it. And then, when we finished, we sharing. She was in the movie. She couldn't went out, so we talked a little bit, and I said her, "Oh yes, it was so. You think somebody had to die to feel safe?" "Yes," she said, "that is." No, nobody need to die. I say, "But that is what you feel. Somebody need to die so you feel as Rose
Other
safe."
person feels safe.
4 sessions, and disappears the obsession. I talked to her a year later because I was writing my communication about this, and she told me, "Never more."
So she never had this. Okay.
Yes, and we did the treatment with the boy at the same time. So I readapted the technique because he had a dream. He was walking with his mother in a forest. The mother was telling him a fairy tale about the bad wolf and the red cap. Do you remember the red cap?
I don't know how it's translated into English, but I know the girl which was carrying the stuff to her grandma, and there is a wolf. Yes, it's world famous.
And the bad wolf. So, and he suddenly was alone in the forest. He met the COVID monster. So I say, we are going to see it. And we played and performed the one. I was the boy, and he made, oh, so COVID monster, oh. And I say, oh, you dumb, oh, I'm, I, you could kill me. What are you doing? And he told he was red eye, he couldn't sleep, and lot of scars. I say, but what are you doing here? I say, I am hungry. He said, I am hungry. COVID monster. At this moment was only the monster, yeah, no more COVID monster. I am hungry. I'm not eating. How many days? 4 days. Oh my God. Why are you so with so many scared? I met the bad wolf. He fight me. The bad wolf. Said we move, and I was the bad wolf, and he was the monster. Oh my God! In my forest, are you here again? So I hit you, but what are you doing here? You are not useful. You don't do anything. You are. Oh my God! I'm not eating. Here, I eat a lot of rabbits here. You are not useful for anything. You are not a monster. You are a shame. we wrote reversal. I was the COVID. He was the bad wolf, and so on. And they came home again, and I put the mother talking with him, because the mother was in the dream telling him the fairy tale. So, and the boy said, "Oh mother, do you know what happened? I met the monster, and do you know what? The bad wolf have hidden him. But do you know what was the solution? No," said the mother. The bad wolf brought 2 rabbits for the COVID monster. And they are friends now. We finished. Next week, he could sleep. And mother and son, after 4 sessions, we closed the therapy.
Wow.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic. It is.
Not always is so. For example, the last session I had before holidays, came a man, alcoholic. For me, it's very difficult to treat alcoholic. I do, but it's long and it's boring sometimes as well. And I told him immediately, a movie. He couldn't. But he said, I see a book because I've seen a lot of images, like a movie. It's the metamorphosis of Kafka. I am the cockroach, say. And we began to the sister and the cockroach. I was the sister, bringing him something to eat and talking, yes, and the mother who wanted to hidden the cockroach. Nobody has to see him, the cockroach. They shame because they have more a son, they have a cockroach, and so on. And we talk a lot about reversal, everything. When we stopped and when we are sharing, he said, it's not my case. I am not this one, because I have a lot of friends. He was IT director or big company in Spain, university teacher, an engineer, telecommunications, something engineer. My friend pushed me to come here to therapy, and I have a lot of friends. Nobody is refusing me. And I say, no, it's not nobody, it's you. You are the father and the mother, and you are the cockroach. And he say, yes, I trying to kill myself, drinking every morning half liter of whiskey. I didn't vaccinate because I hoped I got a COVID and die. I say, yes, you are trying to kill the cockroach. You. And say, yes. Next day, he came and said, I made an appointment to have the vaccine. I didn't ask him if, because it is holiday now here, but I saw he was enough well to go on holiday. And he said, after the vaccination, I will visit my mother, because he was mistreated like Kafka by the father, and the mother was mistreated by the father. You know Kafka history. Very mistreated. So at the end, he didn't found the movie, but a book.
Thank you for sharing the stories. It's wonderful representation of what you are talking about. Could you please tell about the modalities of movie therapy?
The first one is individual therapy, then movie therapy in groups. It's very interesting. You, for example, the here and now, you can build a group, a cohesion of group, and when they feel comfortable, then what are you feeling now as group, everyone? And then what is the movie that match with it? And then sociometric, in the sociometry, they choose a story. It's very interesting because when we do groups, there is a protagonist, but the protagonist is the movie, is the character. For example, Billy Elliot. Billy Elliot was catched by the father that he was dancing again when the father has forbidden him. So this movie was selected by a group. Then there was Billy Elliot, the father. So we began to talk as Billy Elliot, the father, me and the man, 40 years old man. What have you? We are minors, we are here. So you are dumb, you hate me. Why are you doing this to me? Everything. And the boy, I dance because I can, and you are silly, and you are old, and you don't know anything, and you are with rage because the mind is closing, but this shit of village is going to die, and you don't know what to do, and you are so, and we talk a lot. We do this online, and then all the camera are down, are off, and then I say, everyone who feels in a moment like Billy, open the camera and make a double voice. So, and they, I am free, you never will be my boss. Or, poor father, mother dies and you are so alone, you don't know what to do. Or something like that. Lot of voices. And then, cameras out, please. Who has been touched by the father? Cameras on. How can I protect you, my son? You don't know what the village is. Dancing, you will be refused for everyone. You will be inadapted. Oh my God, how will I do protect you? And so on. And a lot of voices as father. Very interesting. Because then we do a corporal. You know, most of the psychodramatists at the beginning were telling online there is no body. And indeed it is. It is the body is there. And I will kill myself. In a work group, we say a gesture, but how are you working? We were in this closing, and how are you working online? They just so the body is there. You have to call the body a therapist, a psychodramatist. So we can do after this some body movement. Yes. For example, after a movie, then somebody was shown. And then you can ask about the hands. Come on, hands. What are you feeling here? I am so alone. And then, so these are a nice touching for you. Yes. And so then you can add the same way we use the voice as a group movement, we can use the body the same. You are alone, you need a hand touching you. Everyone's double the man, and everyone touching, and then everyone in the voice, inner voice of the touching. Everyone's, oh yes, I need you, oh yes, I miss you, oh my daddy, oh my wife, oh my everything. And then we start a new lost situation, grief, and everyone was, oh yes, I'm divorced, I'm so alone, and so on and so on. And then everyone can double in groups, in online groups. You don't need one mirror. Everyone can be the mirror at the same time. And that is very interesting. We research a lot of possibilities. We can share in groups movies, action, double voice, double mirror, and emerge a movement, a very, very intense movement. And the third way is training group, movie therapy training groups. All them value the training as a therapy. It means if you are training this movie therapy, then you, with the movies, you are in this moment of pandemic with thousands of lost and fear and everything. This training is, like always in psychodrama, is a therapy. Every training in psychodrama is therapy. Every group, I mean. Yes. It's not reading, it's performing. You perform yourself always.